Hi, how are you doing today? Ronnie Haskins checking in, Auto Search USA, new cars, used cars, sales and leasing. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about the new site that I launched this week. Give people a couple of minutes to check in. I am writing. I hope you had a good weekend. Hey, Dale Wilbur. How you doing, sir? Dale Wilbur's son just graduated basic training in the Army from the same place that I went to basic training, which is super exciting. And there's a guy, Wilfred Vidro, who was in the Army with me for a couple of years. We went to war together. That guy is amazing. If you want to check out how to become a bodybuilder, look up Wilfred Vidro. He's amazing. That dude, he was ripped up in the Army, and I knew he was going to be ripped up the rest of his life, and so he is. But Wilfred Vidro, say hi to the people. Put some comments in there if you want them to check out your site, Wilfred. Awesome. Hey, Sabrina Carnival. She moved to a farm a few years ago and is doing well. And Misty Metters, how you doing? She's a rock star in town here in Colorado Springs. Misty is a super connector. So she's out there connecting people and building her business brand and just making amazing things happen. So good morning, Misty. Go ahead and put some stuff in the comment box if you want people to come to your networking stuff as well. So let's talk about it. So I asked you if you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. We went camping down at the Pueblo Reservoir. We drug our camper down there, and it was windy, but not so bad. About 95 degrees a couple of days, but you really couldn't tell because when you're on the water, it's not that big of a deal. Hey, Erica Patrick. We also have kayaks. So basically, we've got these blow-up kayaks, and the kids were out there paddling around. I messed up my thumb. If you can see that mark on my thumb, I think I've been writing and pushing pencil too long because rowing the boat ripped up my hands. So it is what it is, but you know, I just got to keep going until they heal up. Hey, Sabrina. So basically, the camping trip was great. It was a little too windy a couple of nights for campfires. But we got through that very well, and we've got one more camping trip left. The excitement of the weekend was when I was putting the camper away, I backed it into a pole. So I've got to take that down to one of my buddies to have him take a look at it to see if he can make some minor repairs on it. It is what it is. If you look in the box, I wrote down 10-year planning. And if you got an invite from me last week, you noticed that I built a new site for myself just titled Ronnie Haskins. And as I've been going through life and talking about things, as I get older and I'm approaching this 10-year moment where I'm like, okay, I don't think I want to be just selling cars the rest of my life. You know, what am I going to do when I turn 60 years old? I use that number because it's designed and put in place. Like all of my mortgages pay off right around the time I turn 60 years old. So I've been trying to think of what am I going to do with myself when I'm old and crotchety. So, then it struck me, like, none of us get to where we're going alone. Sabrina's moved to the farm, but she's got Mike with her, and they're doing all kinds of amazing things there. Misty has a team that's growing her business, and, you know, whether you want to believe it or not, you don't get where you're going alone. And so basically, what I'm saying is I want to mentor some people. You know, I want to take all the life lessons about business that I've learned over the last 25 years and apply that into educational things for people who are trying to learn to find ways to believe in themselves, which is really what I think it comes down to. Like, you got to find a way to believe in yourself or nobody else will. Like, we're all not waking up every day waiting for you to say, hey, do you believe in me so I can get some stuff done? No, you've got to find a way to believe in yourself. Making little failures and doing things that go on like that help you grow as a person. So I like your ideas about that. You know, like if you got things that you'd like me to talk about or post to my site, Ronnie Haskins, let me know because I've learned a lot of things. Back when Wilfred Vidro was, hey, honey, my wife's on, Tori Haskins. Back when Vidro and I were in the Army, we learned a lot of valuable lessons. I mean, we spent literally a year at war through Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Kuwait, watching the burning oil fields and things of that nature. And you go back in your life and you can see a lot more clear than you could looking in it when you're working in it. You know, so when you start looking back in time, you can visualize what you were doing. And the lessons that you were going through and learning start to become more clear. One of my humbling things is that my dad, who is I've called crazy for most of my life, has been real hard on me. All the things that he preached to me when I was a kid start to come to fruition as I get older. I don't want to give him too much credit, because if he watched this video, make his head big. Hi, honey, love you too. But, basically, I want to give back. I want to help entrepreneurs realize that I'm not a unicorn. To quote a buddy of mine, Rodney Gillette in town, I'm not a unicorn. I'm not something I'm not a perfection or some type of superstar. I like to tell people I was just too stupid to give up, but those lessons, they come and you learn, all right, I don't need to work on this anymore. Or you learn, this is working for me. And so if you've got comments or questions that you'd like to learn, if you're a struggling entrepreneur and you want to learn more, I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to try and figure out what I'm going to do with the next 10 years of my life, which leads me back to a little bit of a car story. So we're talking about planning. I'm thinking about 12 years from now, 10 years from now, and I've talked to you about planning your car purchases, whether you're going to lease, purchase, get rid of a car, whatever the case may be. They seem to all happen impulsively when I talk to friends and family members, meaning one weekend you're in this car and the next weekend you're in another car, and nobody really had a plan. And so I've got a friend, I'll give you a quick story. He's known me for a while. He called me today and he's like, Ronnie, I think I want to purchase a truck, but I need you to talk to me about why I should maybe lease a truck. And I'm like, man, you are super smart. He's going to sit down with me at 3:45 today, and we're going to just discuss the pros and cons and which works better for him and his family so he can make an educated decision. You picking up what I'm putting down? Like, basically, think it through. I don't have to sell you on you should do a lease or you should not do a lease or purchase or long-term financing or pay cash or whatever the case may be. My point is, you should plan it. That way you understand exactly what the pitfalls are or what to look for as you're moving through life. And so if that appeals to you, I'm here to help with that as well. Like, if you want to talk cars, you got information you need to figure out about your next purchase, or your car's not holding up as well as you thought, and you need to know what the next step looks like, I'm the guy you call, because I can tell you exactly what it's going to cost, how much you're going to need down, whatever the case may be, what rate you qualify for. All these little pieces that go together to form your next car purchase. Hey, Aunt T, how you doing? Definitely got to get a shout out to my aunt. She's an amazing lady in Lynchburg, Virginia, who's going to be a part of my story that I'm telling on my other site, which is another conversation. So anyhow, thanks for tuning in with me. I hope your weekend was well. Ours was great. We got one more camping trip to work on. Update on that camper that I scraped up when I was parking it. I called my buddy. He said, yep, I can work on it. Bring it down this week, Ronnie, and we will let you know how much it's going to cost to get it fixed. So I'm planning to get that done before we go back out for Labor Day. So we'll get that figured out. Hey, Annie Hall in Minnesota. So yeah, if you got questions, please post in the comments box. I'd like you also to like and share this with your friends, because that's how we're going to all get there. Remember, go back to what I was talking about. I can't get there alone. So please like the pages, share them with your friends and family. And if you need me directly, give me a call. Ronnie Haskins, Auto Search USA. Your search for the perfect car starts here. And mentorship for young budding entrepreneurs. Have a great day, guys.